Yo, what's good, y'all? Today I just want to talk about energy in of itself. Energy pervades the entire universe. It's basically what makes everything up. The type of energy per se is many different different types. First, you have kinetic energy, which is movement. It's pure movement. The entire universe is constantly moving. It's like it's on a cycle almost, and all of that is the movement of God in of itself. It's on a scale unimaginable since before we was created, since the universe started. What they call the Big Bang is really just the beginning of the entire universe's movement. Further on, you have ethereal energy, which is beyond the senses. Basically, anything can happen. You really shouldn't apply the rules you use here in the material world for anything ethereal, because it's two completely different dimensions of reality. So there's kinetic energy, there's ethereal energy, and then you have emotional energy, which is basically the energy you use to move the body around. Energy creates the entirety of the universe. Energy is how everything moves. Energy is how everything exists. You have all the different types of energy. You have God, which is the creator of all energy, the mover of all energy, energy in of itself, the material that creates the energy. Then you have the spirit, which is the connection to God. Spirit is what allows your vessel to be connected to God in a certain way in which you can receive divine downloads. You can receive divine downloads, get inspiration, basically exist. And then your vessel is what stores your spirit. Your vessel is what stores your connection to God. And it's through the spirit that your body is moved by electromagnetic energy. And that is what moves your physical body. Through this, the expression of the divine can be fully realized. All this is important to know because, especially now, it's 2021. There's a whole lot of energy manipulation going on, from the higher ups all the way down to the lowest pits. For this whole COVID thing, you hear it overused all the time, but it's really a real thing. It's a cover up for what they really trying to hide. Is everybody's awakening to their true power, to their true nature. Everybody's realizing that this 3D shit is not really all that it seems. And they started using COVID as a means to make everybody go inside, pretty much make sure everybody's not talking to each other, so there's not just like a brand communication of freedom of thought. It's very important to know energy in and of itself, the different types of energy. And it's important to know how to use this energy, how this energy is structured, and the way in which it exists. Because if you ever use the law of attraction, there may be times in which you feel like you're aiming towards something and you get the completely opposite thing. That's because your energy wasn't right. You weren't moving right. And that could be due to a number of factors. It could be trauma. It could be personal issues. It could be outside influence. You shouldn't blame it on any one specific thing, but it's all these things tied in together that could disrupt you or could detract you from what you want to do. So it's very important to know how energy works and how it exists within the universe, throughout the universe. I got all these fucking mosquitoes. Summer. Sun's out. Shit nice. Speaking of energy, boom, you got the source right there. That shit just in the sky, bro. That shit just right there. All you gotta do, sun gaze, nigga. That shit chill. You get all your originality back. That source right there. The sun, that source. Free as shit. As long as you know where you're going, as long as you know why you're going there, and as long as you're staying devoted to God, you can move mountains, pretty much. You can do anything you want. So it's very, 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 very important how you're moving. It ties in together again with kinetic energy. How you're moving. Kinetic energy is movement. That's what you would call a movement scientifically. Meditation is also a very important thing to this, as it allows you to ground yourself, allows you to take that moment to pause and structure what it is you're trying to do. Meditation brings you to the nothingness and everything at the same time. It allows you to realize you are the in-between. And you make anything you want, pretty much. So as human beings, we have to know how to use our human energy correctly within our vessel. And once you figure out how to do that, once you master bodily control, then you can move up to your spirit and your emotional energy. Mastering your emotional energy allows you to really create a straightforward path in life, because a lot of people are distracted, weakened. A lot of people are just moved by their emotions, and for real, your emotions aren't you. Like, you shouldn't be identifying with your emotions. Yes, you should understand the difference between your emotions and other people's emotions. It's very important to make that distinction, because that also allows you to create a straightforward path in life. But never let your emotions drive you. Always allow your emotions to be a tool, and understand who you truly are. So don't completely identify with them, but understand that they are a part of you. But then again, you are observing them. So making this simple distinction is really gonna help you create a straightforward path in life. So once you master your physical body, you can move up to your emotional body. And once you've mastered these two, you can move up to your spiritual body. And strengthening this is through lots of prayer, lots of spiritual practice, building up your spiritual defenses, because it can be very risky. Moving with your spiritual energy consciously. That's why it's so subconscious. And once you really activate and awaken your spirit, it can be very risky, because there are others who have activated their spirit as well, and some of them aren't really going to be your best friend in life. So you really got to be careful with that shit. You really got to know what you're doing, and you really have to practice beforehand. That's why you need to master your physical body, your emotional body, then you can move on to your spiritual body. And you do that through prayer, through spiritual practice, and building up your spiritual defenses. And once you've mastered your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual, then you can truly tap into God energy, and truly move around and express yourself as who you're meant to be, who you came here to be. You're not everybody else's slave, you feel me? You're not a slave to other people's opinions. You're not a slave to other people's emotions. You are you. You are here to exist as you. You are here to be truthful in what you're doing. You're here to be original in what you're doing, and you're here to be clear in what you're doing. So all of this really encapsulates energy on Earth. It takes a long time to practice, and it takes a long time to truly understand what's going on. But all this energy and everything below that is simply illusion. And once you figure out how to tune your energy, how to play the right notes, because it really is like it's a lot like music. You got to play the right notes, and you got to harmonize the right way, because if you're in disharmony, it's gonna be a lot harder, and it's gonna be a lot more difficult. So yeah, man. And once again, I'd like to shout out where is this shit? It's the trees covering it, but I'd like to shout out the sun. That's the source of all. That's the source of all human energy here on Earth. Even the animals and shit. You feel me? That's the source of everything. The trees right here, nigga. Photosynthesis, nigga. Even humans have photosynthesis. A lot of people don't know this, but the sun will give you tons and tons of energy. That's why people fast and shit, to try and activate that shit. Because if you just eating all the time, your body's just gonna want the chemical energy from the food. And really, you could be using photosynthesis as an addition. But yeah, it's God, spirit, and then you have the vessel. You use electromagnetic energy to move around in the physical. That's what the physical is made of. Beyond that, you have pure energy. You have the physical vessel, you have the emotional vessel, you have the spiritual vessel, and then you have God. And you use all three of these to communicate with God, to express yourself as God, with God, and being one with God. And all this ties in together with the current times, because there's a whole lot of energy manipulation again. There's a whole lot of people trying to stray you left, right, this way, backwards. You feel me? So you always gotta make sure you know what's going on, so you can just move forward and be clear about everything you're doing. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and thank you.